personally, I distributed. Originally, I distributed through Empire. Shout out to Empire. Shout out to Ghazi. And I still have that access to it. I can still do that. It's a weird situation set up with a subsidiary, but I can still openly distribute to it whatever I want. But I decided to switch things up, and I distribute. I distributed through United Masters, and shout out to United Masters too. But I feel like personally, United Masters for me, from my experience in dealing with things, I love how they had an app, so it's more accessibility for artists. But iPad. Goddamn, who blew my shit up that much?
Yeah, it's emergency.
For real.
We got a dip. All right, y'all.
But freaking in terms of distro, United Masters lacked a lot of stuff that I feel like would play a role. Because I think when artists look for distribution nowadays, you should look at it as you're getting into this contractual agreement with their record label. And it's not necessarily that, but it's a good way to kind of perceive it, because you're seeing what are they going to benefit and what are you going to benefit in an exchange. It's like a partnership.
Right.
I feel like that's what distribution is now become, is more of like a record label partnership, except they're not in too much of an approach where they're trying to like own the artist.
Right, because you are the label.
Yeah, you are the label, but you're working as your own label directly with the distributor.
Right.
Because they're taking, it's like with record labels, you have this big brand, you have this big appearance, you have this team working 24/7 on the clock, and they're handling all your work as you submit it to the DSPs. They're going straight to them, right? Versus you now having to do all of that. You're your own team, you're your own company, you're your own appointment. You have to grow your brand as you go, and you're the one submitting straight to the DSPs. And I feel like that's how you should look, is you're the label now signing with the distributor, and you got to think, how much are they offering for me, and how much can I offer for them? Even though they might not take as much as a record label would do. I recommend artists to do that. Just read the contract, read what they offer.
Right.
And United Masters did a lot, but it wasn't necessarily where I wanted to end up in the end run. So I did my own research, and as Sean did, and I looked into TuneCore. And I think, as Sean just mentioned, is I know I heard a lot of weird reviews in the past, and hopefully, like, luckily by the time I came around, is that they rearranged a lot.
Dude.
They had new subscription packages.
Dude,
and
I was distro-kitted out. I was like, I'm about to get distro-kid. What's this?
And DistroKid's fire. DistroKid's fire. Shout out to
DistroKid is fire. Shouts out to DistroKid.
I feel like there's some heavy hitters out there, and I feel DistroKid and TuneCore are the heavy hitters.
Definitely.
And I think DistroKid offers a lot, especially
and they do offer different things that TuneCore doesn't.
Yeah, a lot.
I just prefer, right now, I prefer, and this isn't, you know what I mean? Like, every day changes, but DistroKid has some cool things, like their art tools to make your own albums. They can make your own GIFs. You can do a lot on DistroKid. It's more of a social media, where TuneCore, in my opinion, I guess, is more of a distributor. Like, it's a real distributor, hardcore distributor. And yeah, DistroKid's fired out. Shout out to DistroKid is fire. Shouts to both of them.
They did a lot for everybody, but TuneCore it felt like it operated as a record label or a company working in partnership with your label, like, and that's what TuneCore offered. They rebuilt it, they restructured it. So by the time we both kind of came in the door with our labels of doing our thing, they offer, like, first they have a publishing department, right, where they help set up, collecting royalties and stuff like that. They help with getting single licensing, so getting getting your product, your content onto movies and video games. Like, I feel like any company that kind of helps take the load off, so that you can just be an artist. I feel like they play a very important role in the overall playing field. And
definitely.
And that's what they did. That's what they did. At least what I feel like they did for me, and what they had there. They had a lot. You just gotta look what they do, because like, for instance, one thing I don't like about TuneCore, right? What I just realized the other day is for YouTube monetization. Is that for YouTube monetization, people don't have their channel monetized yet. They still want to somehow collect royalties when the music gets distributed on there, or it gets placed somewhere, right? They will collect the royalties for your YouTube channel if your music and all your content is distributed through there, right? But they take a cut out of that. I didn't realize that. They took a cut out of that. I think you get 8%. They take the rest, right? Which is a big chunk in the end if you're making some cool money. So, but you can whitelist your channel. You can exclude it, so they won't collect money from your channel. They will only collect it if somebody else posts it. Meaning, if somebody tries to monetize your content on their channel.
Mm.
It'll be a copyright claim by TuneCore for your product, so nobody can make money off of you, which is a great thing.
Mm.
And then you just whitelist and exclude your channel, so then they can't take the monetized royalties off of what you're making just off your YouTube channel. So, like for instance, I was trying to upload music to my channel, and I kept getting copyrighted by TuneCore, which is like, wait, that's my music, right? But it's because they're collecting the royalties on my behalf.
Right.
So even though if they have my YouTube ID and they know it's me, even though they know it's me because I opted in for it, they're collecting royalties on my behalf. So they're basically taking my money from me in order to give it back to me. It was like a weird situation. It was a weird situation, but
What'd you do to?
So you just reach out. That's another thing. They have a pretty good support
Oh, it's
team.
instant too. When you get the pro plan, it really is instant. It's on call type stuff. Like,
yeah, you just reach out. That's another thing. Having the team on call so you can reach out to them and stuff, that helped out a lot.
Yeah, that's
I was like, I need to change this, bro. I keep getting copyright claims for my own music. It's weird. And I just reached out to them. They walked me through it. They reset it. I got it to exclude. I got it to whitelist, quote unquote whitelist. And now I'm able to monetize it without having that issue. And I'm still collecting royalties again if somebody else tries to use it. So I think when it comes to this show, I think read the fine print